I am Daniel Denham,
I'm James Kinsey, and I'm still fucking tired.
and this is Story Time. I guess I will start. What we mean by when I say story time, what's about to happen is we are going to pick moments, situations that we've been in our life, and we're going to talk about them. Okay. One moment that I remember in my life, out of a lot of memories, is the time when I took a belt off my waist and beat a boy with it. And he can attest to that. The reason the boy got beat with the belt was because him and a bunch of his friends decided that they were going to jump my cousin. What they failed to realize is that a couple months later, I would be attending that school.
Actually, it was a few weeks later.
Oh, well, that's good to know, too. A few weeks later, I would be attending that school, and one day, when we was coming home from school, I told my cousin to get one of the boys to walk home with us, and we told him that we was going to go to Hardee's and get free Coke. Me and him went to Hardee's and got free Coke. Homeboy ran home. He kind of got beat with a belt, but I mean, what the fuck do you expect to happen when you fucking jump somebody? Do you expect to fucking get away with it and not have to fucking pay repercussions and consequences? No, because life does not work like that, unfortunately. See, when you make a fucked up decision like that in your life, you have to fucking pay for your fucking consequences in the end. And you pay the consequence. That doesn't make me a dickhead. I don't think.
Not at all.
I just think that means that I'm the type of person that believes that blood is stronger than water. All I'm saying is that when you're in a fucked up situation and you ain't got nobody to get the fuck out and talk to, your family's always going to be there. Always. That's the thing that a lot of people in this world fail to realize. They want to fucking take their families for granted, and unfortunately, you can't do that because people die. And fucking, you just never know when it's going to be the end. You really don't. That's the reason why you gotta live every day to the fullest. You really, really fucking do. And with that being said, it's story time for you.
Well, my story is kind of a long story, but it's a funny story to me because there's two parts to it. One, well, the whole story is pretty much about when I lived in Clarksville, Indiana in 2001 with my mother and her stupid boyfriend at that time. I got sent to Clarksville Middle because I was going into the 6th grade, I think. And it was a pretty adventurous time in Clarksville Middle because the first day I met this kid, named, I was going to say his name, I don't know his last name, but Eric. This ugly ass motherfucker with braces. And continuously he fucked with me that day, and he kept kicking my desk, and I politely got up and asked him not to kick my desk, and he refused. So I did what any man in my situation would have done. Got up and smacked the shit out of him. And then, my friend, it was time to brawl. We got into a fight. I got kicked out of the class. He got kicked out of the class. I went home. And when I got home, I got so goddamn bored. There was another freaking apartment complex, like, maybe around the corner from where I live. So I went there. Met this girl named Trish. some dudes were like really fucking with her, like really hard, picking on her, and I stuck up for her, and eventually it led to me and her dating. Me and her went to the same school, which was cool, but I was forbidden to go over to that place, even though I did it anyways. Ow.
Your ear! Your ear! Your ear! Your ear! Put it out! Put it out, man! Put it the fuck out, dude! Goddamn, man! You're burning! You're burning!
I'm good.
Alright.
Anyways, yeah, I was forbidden to go there, but I went there anyways, and I continued seeing this girl for probably for the rest of the 2 years that we stayed there, and then right around the time we were getting ready to move, I was still dating the girl, and then her brother, who was a dickhead anyways, and he didn't like me, and I didn't like him, he went and snitched on me, he lied and said that I called her a biatch when I didn't call her a biatch. And so I didn't even know he had said anything to her, and then I went up to see her that day because I hadn't seen her in like a week, and the girl started bawling her eyes out, and we broke up. And that's when the next day I went to school. I was already fucked anyways because I was stuck in a bad behavior class, which meant that, I get to go home after lunch.
Yeah!
And so, fuck you, dude. And so, anyways, I caught the dude right as I was getting ready to leave to school, and pretty much punched him, and then I slammed him up against the locker and started just beating the shit out of him. Lefts and rights and lefts and rights, and then an elbow there and an elbow here. Eventually, it got to the point where the teachers came out and they broke the fight up. And so, yeah, that's the end of my story. It's kind of a sad story, but a funny story too. And now I got a fucking mask on my face. I need it.
Okay, so now I guess it's story time for me again.
Oh,
No, I disappeared.
now it's on you.
Oh man, that's some good fucking shit. Okay, now I guess it's story time for me. Okay. Let's see, a story. A good fucking story. Ooh, I have a lot of them.
I'm sure you do.
Ooh, I remember this one time. I was going to school out in Shepherdsville, and I had a teacher thought he was a fucking gangster, and the little old motherfucker grabbed me by my goddamn arm, and so I kind of ended up drawing back at him, and I told him, if you put your hands on me for the rest of the school year, I will probably break your fucking jaw.
Probably.
Yeah, that's a big probably. All I'm saying is, teachers, you can't put your hands on a student and expect a student not to draw back or to get angry about it.
That's a great man once quoted, "Teacher, leave them kids alone."
Yes. Yes. My whole point is, if the students can't put their hands on the teachers, don't put your hands on the students.
And that's your
Simple.
story?
Yes, that is my story.
Okay. So, I guess my turn again?
Yes, sir.
Well, okay. My story is when I was living in Shepherdsville. It's probably around 2005, I think. Anyways, I was dating this girl named Brittany. Of course, if you've seen any of the last videos, or any of the videos before, you know who I was talking about, because I mentioned her before. But anyways, I was sick one day, and I had to go home early, and I didn't get to go back to school for like 2 weeks because I was so damn sick. I don't know what I caught. I think it was like the flu or some shit, whatever. And so, when I got back home, or when I got back to school, one of my best friends, Timmy Vidito, yes, I said his full name. If he's out there, what's up? Anyways, they handed me this note, and it was saying that this kid named Joey was fucking with
Mears.
No, different Joey. He
Oh.
was a retarded, more retarded.
I just give a shout out to a retarded motherfucker. I'll be damned.
More retarded motherfucker than Mears. Trust me, more retarded than him. But anyways,
You know, I looked his profile up on goddamn Facebook, dude, and he looks exactly the fucking same.
I'm sure he does.
Like, that fucker ain't changed none. None.
Anywho, yeah. So I got the note, and it said that this kid was fucking with Brittany while I was out of school for the 2 weeks, and I was already irritated anyways because I was tired of shit. I didn't want to be at school to begin with, and so during the first period I fell asleep, and luckily that kid wasn't in the first period class of mine, because if he was, I would have beat the shit out of him then. But unfortunately for him, the bell rung and it was time for math class, which was right across the hall. And I go ready to cross the hall, and this kid's standing right in the doorway, and he's trying to make me late for class. That's about it. Plus, he fucked with my girlfriend. Plus, I just couldn't stand the kid.
Dude, you don't gotta be so serious about your fucking learning, alright? It's just school, man. There was no need to be like that.
Okay, first of all, in
I don't
high school,
care.
hold on. No, they take that shit very seriously in high school. I'm not, no, dude. My math teacher one day, like, I showed up, like, just, like, 5 minutes, or 5 seconds before or after the bell rung, and he was like, you know what, bell rung?
Dude,
What I said.
I don't see why it fucking matters, though, because all high school is the same shit that you learn in fucking middle school.
But, anyways,
Just a little bit more complicated.
unfortunately for him, the way the Bullitt Central High School was, is they had the lockers pretty much near most of the classrooms, because the lockers were like, and there was the classroom right here. And so, he was standing right in the doorway, and he wouldn't get out of my way, so I grabbed him up by his t-shirt, slung him up against the locker, kept slinging him, like, I had him up against the locker, and first, I warned him. I was like, yo, don't fuck with me. It's not the day. Today is not the day. I'm gonna let you slide once. But as soon as I let him down, this goofy motherfucker, he sat there and called me a pussy. And then that was just like, okay. And then I kicked him in his stomach, and when he fell to the ground, I mounted, did a mount position, and bing, boom, boom. And from out of nowhere is this motherfucking crazy son of a bitch, Timmy, with some built up animosity inside him. I don't know what the hell, but he just comes over and shoves me off of the dude, and then he just starts pounding the shit out of this motherfucker. And then I go over and I push Timmy off of him, and then I just start beating the shit out of Joey. And then like, me and him were just like, fuck it. You know, dude's already on the ground, and we just start kicking him. And then the teacher's like, yeah, y'all both are suspended. And I was like, you know what? I was out of school for 2 weeks. I don't give a fuck. And, yeah. So, that's what kind of boyfriend I was. I stuck up for my girlfriend, and I had fun doing it.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, this has been Story Time with Daniel and James.
Sorry my stories were so fucking long, but...
Like, comment, share, and subscribe to our videos. With that being said, we are outie.
Peace.
Peace.